And welcome, everyone, to the Inland Sports Show. I'm your host, Pep Fernandez. We appreciate you tuning in tonight. This week, listen, we're going to talk some CBU basketball. There's a lot going on with the Lancers right now. We're going to dive into some track and field, man. Santiago has some great distance runners, especially on the girls' side once again. We'll check in with Braelyn, Combe, and Nicole Samson in just a moment. We've got RCC men's tennis coach Otis. The Tigers are taking aim on a state title this season. Can they get it done? We'll talk some high school baseball as well. And we'll check in with the Boost Man, Ray Bass. He's got another 5-star development segment coming your way. So give this video a like and subscribe to the Inland Sports Show YouTube channel if you have not done so already. We're also all over social media, mostly Instagram and Twitter, but you might find us on Facebook as well. We got extra content. Some content that's on social media doesn't make the show, and there's some stuff that's here on the show that you can only see on the show. It doesn't make it to social media, so that's why you got to watch. So make sure you give this video a like and subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. All right, let's jump right into it. The big news, of course, CBU men's basketball making it to March Madness for the first time ever this season. They almost upset the Kansas Jayhawks in the first round. And now, head coach Rick Croy, who had been with the Lancers for 13 seasons, has decided to step down, and he will become the associate head coach at Arizona State under Randy Bennett. Now, there's lots of ties and reasons why this is happening. Coach Croy coached under Randy Bennett at St. Mary's College. Coach Bennett was at St. Mary's for 25 years. Coach Croy was with him for several years up there as an assistant, so there's that tie. And then Coach Croy's son, J-Rob, was a star at Riverside Poly High School. He had committed to St. Mary's College to play for Randy Bennett. Well, then Bennett took the Arizona State job, so J-Rob decommitted and then followed Bennett to Arizona State. So Coach Croy following Randy Bennett to Arizona State as the associate head coach. And I don't have insider information on this. This is just a hunch. But, man, Randy Bennett, I think, is 63 years old. So maybe the conversation went like this. Hey, Coach Croy, come over here to Arizona State. I'm going to coach a couple more years. Hopefully things go well, and then I'll just pass over the program to you. You'll be here as a head coach in the Big 12. You'll have your son J-Rob here. Like the stars will align. It'll be perfect. So regardless of how it all shakes out, congratulations to Coach Croy. A very awesome opportunity in Tempe. And thank you for 13 awesome years, man, navigating into the Division I era and bringing so much success to CBU, especially at the Division I level, and getting them to March Madness and winning that WAC championship. Unbelievable run and an unbelievable historic season this year for the Lancers. And remember, CBU now jumps to the Big West Conference come next year. The WAC will no longer exist, so CBU will be in the Big West with UC Riverside. So congratulations to Coach Croy on the Arizona State gig. So now CBU has opened up a nationwide search to find Croy's replacement. And so those are big shoes to fill, man. Coach Croy was loved in this camp, on that campus, and in this community. So it's going to be tough, especially coming off the season in which they had, right, making it to the big dance for the very first time. So a lot of changes on the way. CBU will have a new head coach. They will also be without their star player, that guy, Dominique Daniels Jr., who just wrapped up his college career, played in his final game for the Lancers against the Kansas Jayhawks in the tournament, or not maybe, because Daniels will be playing in the Division I college basketball all-star game on Friday at Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis. So that's the site of the Final Four on Friday. Actually, it's going to be Friday afternoon here on the West Coast. Friday afternoon, I think it's a 12:30 p.m. tip-off. Dom will play in the college basketball all-star game on, I think it's CBS Sports Network, so on national TV. So congratulations to Dom one more time, man, one more time to represent the Lancers on the college stage. Very excited to see what's going to happen for Dom in his future. I'm sure he's going to be playing professionally somewhere. Really hope he gets a shot at the NBA. I think he deserves it. I think he's proven it. He had his March Madness moment. Man, he almost took down the Kansas Jayhawks. So hopefully Dom will get a chance to show his wares in the NBA. All right, let's go from college basketball because that was the big news for CBU, but we had some other big news coming on the track.
Inland Sports.
It's our Bass Athletics Play of the Week. There is Braelyn Combe from Santiago. She's already a champion. Well, she goes to the 10 at J. Sarah in San Juan Capistrano. She won not only the 800 meters, but also the 1,600 meters and set the fastest time in the nation this season in both events. And in the 800 that you're looking at here, Santiago went 1-2 in the race. Braelyn Combe got the win, and there is Nicole Samson right there on her heels. The Sharks taking the top two spots in a Bass Athletics Play of the Week. I had a chance to talk to Braelyn and Nicole about that great finish at the 10, and now the plan is to do it again at the CIF State Championships, go 1 and 2. So there's Braelyn and Nicole. We had a chance to talk to both of the star runners for the Sharks. Braelyn, hanging out at home, nothing wrong with that. Nicole is actually in New York. She's going to run collegiately at Albany, but she was in New York visiting the school with her mom, and when we caught up with her, it was coming out of a Broadway show. Like, she came right out of the show in New York City and jumped on the show. So without further ado, Braelyn Combe and Nicole Samson from New York here on the Inland Sports Show. Check it out.
Inland Sports.
And now join us here on the Inland Sports Show. We're talking with some star track runners from Santiago High School. Braelyn Combe and Nicole Samson just had a big meet at the 10 down there at J. Sarah in San Juan Capistrano. Braelyn, let me start with you because you're on the screen. I mean, you won the 800 and the 1,600. And from what I read, you also posted the fastest times in the nation in both events. I mean, talk about how the 10 went for you.
Yeah, I think it was just overall a really fun night. Me and Nicole both, I think, wanted to make a jump in the 800 for a long time since last year. And then for it to happen to both of us on the same day in the same race, it was just a lot of fun, I think. Like, definitely a top moment for me in my track career.
Yeah, in the video too, like when you cross the finish line, you turn around and there was Nicole. Like, you were so excited. What was flooding through your mind at that point?
Yeah, I'm a little embarrassed. I was screaming and I was not nonchalant about it at all. I think I was just very obviously excited. But yeah, I think I felt someone behind me and I was like, oh my gosh. Like, I feel this intense competition right now. And I was just in the back of my mind, I was just hoping it was Nicole, and then I turned around and it was, and I was really excited.
Okay, so Braelyn, I assume you're in your bedroom, you're at home, you're just chilling. Meanwhile, Nicole is in New York right now. How's it going, Nicole?
It's going really well. I just got disconnected, but it reconnected me back. But
you're back.
I'm back. Sorry about that.
So are you actually in New York City right now?
I am in New York City on around Times Square on Broadway, I think.
So what Broadway show did you just see to join us here on the Inland Sports Show? This is incredible.
Things the first shadow. It was.
We're losing Nicole a little bit. I think there's too many people on Wi-Fi or on their phones there in Times Square. So, Braelyn, I'll go back to you. We'll see if we can get Nicole back on. She still looks frozen, I think. But, Braelyn, let me ask you, to go 1-2 in the 800, was that kind of your game plan? Is that like the ideal situation, like you and Nicole cross the finish 1-2?
Yeah, it definitely was. We had said it like maybe the week before. We got Dutch Bros together, and she said, "Hey, we're gonna go 1-2 at the 10, right?" And I was like, "Yeah, we are." And then the day of, we did our shakeout run together, and we had breakfast at my house. My mom made us pancakes, oatmeal pancakes. I don't know what that was. She tried something new, and it worked. But yeah, the whole day leading up to it, that was always the plan. I think that. We just really believed in ourselves and believed that it could happen, and it did. So it was just really exciting.
Do you think oatmeal pancakes is the key now? Is that going to be like a normal thing?
That was what her mom said after. She said, Nicole's going to your house for breakfast every day.
All right, Braelyn, let me jump back to Nicole. I don't know if she's fighting through the subway or where she's at, but I think we've got her. Nicole, are you back with us?
I think I'm back. I'm so loud. I'm so sorry. I'm walking quieter. I'm trying to use hotel Wi-Fi right now. This isn't even my hotel, but I think it'll work.
You look and sound a lot better, so we're just going to go for it here. So Braelyn was talking about you guys going 1 and 2 in the 800 meters. I mean, do you feel like maybe that was your best race of the season? Like, how well did you think you did?
Oh, yeah, 100%. That was my best race of the season so far. I felt good. Me and Braelyn did our shakeout together, and we always feel it out, kind of tell each other our vibes then. So the whole day, though, felt good. I was getting ready, and just coming out there tonight, I was excited to have the opportunity, and I think the excitement really helped lead us to our PRs.
So I don't know if you heard what Braelyn said, but she said you guys had oatmeal pancakes the morning of, and you guys ran so great. And you said you were feeling good going into the 10. So could that be a normal thing now? I mean, you guys ran so great.
Yeah, it might have to become the new breakfast for night races because it might have been the secret.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let me go back to Nicole. Nicole, what's the goal now for you two going into the rest of the season and maybe state? Is it like maybe go 1-2 in the 800 at state as well?
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, I haven't thought too much about it. I've been working hard since the summer, but the PR came to. Oh no. Wait, I'm sorry. It's throwing Wi-Fi at me. Can you still hear and see me?
I can hear you.
Okay, then I'm gonna just talk to the blank screen. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I've been working hard, and the breakthrough is something I've been training for a long time. So to finally hit it opens up a lot more opportunities that I get to get excited about. But yeah, state definitely is something I'm looking forward to.
All right, Nicole, before I let you go, so you are in New York. I mean, probably for fun. You just went to Broadway, but also I think you're going to Albany, right? Are you visiting your college?
Yeah, so yesterday I was at my college, and just my mom wanted to meet the coaches and see the schools, so we were able to go out and do that. And we leave early tomorrow morning, but we wanted to come into the city first to see a Broadway show.
Well, that is awesome. Congratulations, Nicole, on an awesome run at the 10. Enjoy the rest of your time in New York. I'm going to go back to Braelyn right now. And Braelyn, Well, we saw and heard from Nicole for a moment there. But how exciting is it when you guys have success as a team, right? I mean, you've got plenty of, accolades, but when you can do it as a team, how fun is that?
I think it's so much fun. We immediately after on our cool down, we're just talking about the 4x8 and the goals for that, and Arcadia's next week, so that's really exciting. I think when you share those wins with the team, it's just so much more fun, and you can win something by yourself and it's exciting, and then or you can win it with 3 other girls on a relay or 6 girls on a cross country team, and it just makes it that much more exciting and a big deal. So yeah, those are definitely I'm always going to reflect on the team wins more than anything when I graduate.
Well, Braelyn, congratulations. Another big season for you, obviously, with the Sharks. And Nicole, if you're still with us, good luck on the mean streets of New York, and we'll see you back in the IE soon.
Thank you so much.
You got it. That's Nicole Samson and Braelyn Combe here on the Inland Sports Show.
Inland Sports.
All right, great job, ladies, Braelyn and Nicole. Appreciate you jumping on the show, and best of luck the rest of the season. Hopefully it finishes up with some CIF state championships at the end of the year. All right, we're going to take our first break here on the Inland Sports Show. When we come back, we're going to check in with RCC men's tennis coach Otis Vu. The Tigers men's team and the women's team both having great regular seasons, but now is when it counts, man. They're trying to make it pay off here in the postseason conference tournament this week, and then it's going to get really real as they both try to make state championship runs. So we'll be right back here on the Inland Sports Show right after this.
The Inland Sports Show is brought to you by Kin Sporting Goods in Norco, #1 in the Inland Empire for team uniforms, sports equipment, and Letterman's jackets. Bass Athletics in Corona, driven by passion and hard work, Bass Athletics helps student athletes push their limits, compete with heart, and build the discipline to succeed in sports, school, and life. Visit bassathletics.com. Paulson Orthodontics in Redlands with Dr. Marcus Paulson. Personalized treatment you deserve from an orthodontist that you can trust. And Chick-fil-A in Yucaipa, right off the 10 freeway at Yucaipa Boulevard. Eat more chicken.
Academics are always going to take you further. I don't think you can go into any of these organizations that are trying to help you reach your goal in terms of going to high school and being a starter, or going to college, being a collegiate athlete, without having academics first. And if you don't have that, if you're focused on surely your talent, then you're blowing a whole opportunity, a whole side of this whole development thing. You're missing the point. If you're not prioritizing that first, then you're basically prioritizing being a 5-star. And there ain't that many 5-stars out there. That's just the way it is. So if you want to become a high achieving student athlete, if you want the best possibility to play in college, you need to start with academics. That's just it.
All right, welcome back to the Inland Sports Show. You just saw Kin Sporting Goods. They're still doing their 50th anniversary sale. And if you go in there and spend $20, you will get some sort of 50th anniversary swag. So while supplies last, so you go in there and spend at least $20, you're going to walk out with a free gift at Kin's Sporting Goods in Norco. Can't thank them enough for all of their support through the years, man. #1, team uniforms, sports gear and equipment, Letterman's jackets, and it's not just for sports teams. Local businesses get their uniforms, printed there. So check them out. Kin Sporting Goods celebrating 50 years as the number one sports gear and provider here in the IE. All right, now we're going to talk some RCC tennis. The men's tennis team is coached by Otis Vu. He's got a great story. From Washington State, came down to RCC to play football, ended up playing tennis, and he did it in high school as well. And tennis stuck, and really enjoys tennis. Took over the program this year. He's got them in a position where they should challenge for a state championship. There's some really good teams here in Southern California, like Ventura and, of course, mighty Irvine Valley. But the Tigers feel like if they can put it all together, they are bound for a long postseason run. So we'll see if it can happen. Here is RCC head coach Otis Vu on the Inland Sports Show.
Inland Sports.
And now join us here on the Inland Sports Show, the head coach of the RCC men's tennis team, Otis Vu. Coach, it's been a great season so far for you guys, for the Tigers, as you get ready for the postseason portion of the schedule. First-year head coach at RCC, what did you like about the program this year? What did you guys do well all season long to get to this point?
Yeah, first, it's an honor to be here, man. I've been watching you for years covering sports, and I know if I'm invited here, we're definitely doing something right for the program. So I appreciate you. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
So the season recap, I'm normally reluctant to do like interviews, the playoffs are about to start, but, I just want to highlight some of the good things that we've done this year. 15-3 regular season, one of the best starts in school history. So right now we're finished the regular season and we're basically playoff mode activated. So the playoffs split into two seasons. It's individuals and the team championships. So the individual championships start this Thursday, and the team championships start on Tuesday at home.
So, Coach, with the Orange Empire Conference tournament, that'll decide which singles and which doubles teams advance. Is that if I'm understanding that correctly?
Correct. Well, they're doing it a little differently this year. So they've already seeded the guys. So our guys automatically qualified, all 6 of our guys. So essentially, this is a tournament for a couple of the guys to try to get in the tournament. But all 6 of our guys have qualified. So that's a big accomplishment for us.
Let me ask you too, in terms of like your number one, your number two, what's practice like in terms of the level of competition and how these guys are maybe able to push one another to battle for those top spots, to, be one of those singles or doubles teams?
Sure. So, we have a lot of depth on our team. So I know in the very beginning, it was a little bit tougher because guys had to play each other for challenge matches. But after everything got settled in, we had solidified our top 6. We just went to battle with those guys. So practice is very competitive. Iron sharps iron. So all these guys on the team, they're very competitive, and it's a good thing. So.
All right, Coach Vu, do a little name dropping. I know you got an All-American at the top, but do a little name dropping right now for this Tigers team. Yeah,
so we're led by our returning All-American Ronis Sriram. 12-7 this year in singles and 16-9 in doubles. His doubles partner Giovanni, 10-7 in singles, 13-7 in doubles. Harry, 14-5 in singles, 18-2 in doubles. Vinny went 10-4 in singles and 17-2 in doubles. Our number 5, Matthias, went 11-5 in singles and 14-3 in doubles. And Ethan went 9-4 in singles and 16-5 in doubles. As you can see, our doubles is pretty dominant this year. 3 of our 4 guys are the top 3 out of the 4 guys in the conference in doubles. So our 3 teams are looking pretty good.
Yeah, that's really good. So, when you get to this time of the year, obviously, individually and the doubles teams, they want to advance. But team-wise, I would assume if the individuals and the doubles are doing well, the team points, the team advancing, it kind of takes care of itself, right, when you get past the conference tournament?
Sure. So once we get in our team competition, instead of the guys playing individually for state, we're playing for the team title. So at the very beginning of the season, our goal was to win state. And we're going to head into the playoffs as the number 2 overall seed. And this Saturday, it's a selection Saturday. We'll basically determine our fate and see who we play first round.
So, Coach, not to put you on the spot, but do you know, has RCC ever won a men's tennis state championship?
No. So all credit to the coaches that all came before me that have solidified this program. But we've gotten close, but we've never really gotten over the hump. So, don't want to, jinx us, but this season's looking good. I mean, the window's closing, so this is probably the best chance we'll ever have at winning the whole thing. So.
Well, Coach, you inherited a program that was, in a good spot. I mean, they were good last year, and coming into this year, what made you think like, man, this team could go all the way and win state this year? I know you play in a very tough conference. I mean, there's some really good teams here in Southern California. You're in a great conference, but what made you think, man, this Tigers team could go all the way?
Yeah, I mean, when you look at the body of work, the guys that all came in collectively, respectively, they have got their a lot of talent. So we have a bunch of guys that work so hard individually and work hard for each other, and they all have an end goal in mind, which is to win the state title. And a lot of times that mentality, you put the team above yourself. Mm-hmm. So practices, you see a lot of guys helping each other, a lot of guys encouraging one another, and just a lot of team cohesiveness.
Coach, what do you think is the key to picking up some victories here in the postseason? Because I don't know, at this point, I mean, you've probably said as much as you can say. You guys have trained as hard as you can train. I mean, is it a mindset? Is it an attitude? Is it just limiting errors? Like, what do you think is the most important thing this time of the year for your team to keep, winning and advancing?
Yes. So the work has all been done. Off season till now, the guys have trained, all they can do till this point. So right now it's about peak performance, how each guy has a system that they can reach that level of competitive greatness. So I know each guy is, taking advantage of their hydration, rest and recovery, basically like practice periodization. They know when to go hard, when to take it easy. So I think each guy has a system that's going to help them reach that peak performance.
Coach, you talked about selection Saturday. I know first things first, you're focused on the Inland Empire, Orange Empire Conference tournament. And then like you talked about the team stage after that. But, how do you keep these guys focused? I know it's a long season, but this is basically the regular season's nice. You guys won a lot of matches, but I mean, how do you keep them focused and, remind these guys, hey, this is what it's about. We're at the point of the season where we've put in all the hours of hard work. We got to capitalize. This is the time is now. Yeah. I mean,
if there's ever a time to lock in, it's right now. I mean, we've had a lot of highs during the season. A lot of close nail biter wins. We've beaten a few universities. We've had a lot of highs during the season, but that's irrelevant now because this is a new battle. This is a new adventure, a new challenge that we have. And our minds is all on Tuesday, which is winning round 1.
Coach, how much fun have you had this season?
I've had so much fun, man. It's when you're part of a team like this, not only are you the manager, but you're the driver of the van. You take them out to eat. You're in charge of each guy's. Everyone has things going on, and just building relationships with the guys has been the most fun. And just knowing how hard they work, knowing how hard they train, and seeing firsthand. I get caught up sometimes in the matches is just enjoying what I'm seeing, and being more of a spectator because, they definitely rise up to the challenge every single time. And, when it's time to perform, they make plays, they're playmakers. So it's just been fun watching them grow from the very beginning until this point.
Coach, you bring up a good point. Something I wanted to ask you too, like during the matches, You're the head coach. Obviously, you're trying to coach these guys up and give them advice and, maybe point out some things they're doing well or maybe some things they got to, fix. But how, do you have to, is there a balance between not getting too much in their bag and letting them do their thing, but also, trying to help them and put them in a position to succeed?
Yeah. I mean, to me, it's about management. So how do I manage their emotions? Because when the number one thing in tennis, as a lot of people know, is the mental. So once your mental goes, your tactical, your technical, and your physical wane a little bit. So the most important thing is just keeping them positive, having good imagery, good self-talk. And then, once they get in a good state of mind, I can help them tactically and, pick out what I see from their opponent. So it's just a big storyline in each match. And you're trying to help the player navigate through those challenges, through those journeys. So,
all right, Coach, where's the conference tournament?
The conference tournament is held at Fullerton College.
Okay.
On Thursday.
So not too far if folks want to make that short little drive over there to Fullerton. And then it's Ojai, right? After that, when the team competition kicks in?
Yeah, so the team competition is going to take place on Tuesday, the following Tuesday, and Saturday, and then on the 22nd, that's when the Ojai State tournament is. And for a lot of these guys, it's an individual tournament. So some of their individual goals of advancing the tournament will come into place. But like I said, the job's not finished, and right now we're focused on Tuesday, and selection Saturday we'll find out who we play. So that's kind of what our minds been focused on lately.
That's awesome. Well, that is Otis Vu, the head coach of the RCC men's tennis team. I should give a shout out to the women's team too. They're having another great season as well. I don't know what you guys do at RCC, but you guys are always good at tennis, Coach.
Yeah, shout out to Nikki Bonzame, who's run a very successful program with her and Coach Yancey. And, especially all the guys that come before me, like Evan Perry, Tom Yancey, Jim Elton, and, those that have made this program very relevant. So me coming in is just like, trying to start what we need to finish, which is winning the state title.
I know we talk a lot about RCC football. We've done some RCC baseball stuff as well. They've had some really good teams with Rudy over there. But man, tennis, you guys are getting it done at RCC again. So, Coach, congrats on a great regular season.
Yes,
and best of luck to you and the guys here in the postseason.
I appreciate you. Hey, thanks for having me, Pep. And you're the man, dude. You're the star out here. So I appreciate you covering Inland Empire sports. And, whenever something good's happening in IE, you're always in the mix. So appreciate you and keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Love the positive stuff. That is Otis Vu, the head coach of the RCC men's tennis team here on the Inland Sports Show.
Inland Sports.
All right, go get them, Coach Vu. Good luck to the Tigers, the men's and women's tennis teams. We're going to take another quick break here on the Inland Sports Show. When we come back, we'll talk some high school baseball in just a moment, and we're going to check in with the Boost Man, Ray Bass, right after this.
The Inland Sports Show is brought to you by Kin Sporting Goods in Norco, #1 in the Inland Empire for team uniforms, sports equipment, and Letterman's jackets. Bass Athletics in Corona, driven by passion and hard work, Bass Athletics hopes student athletes push their limits, compete with heart, and build the discipline to succeed in sports, school, and life. Visit bassathletics.com. Paulson Orthodontics in Redlands with Dr. Marcus Paulson. Personalized treatment you deserve from an orthodontist that you can trust. And Chick-fil-A in Yucaipa, right off the 10 freeway at Yucaipa Boulevard. Eat more chicken.
Thing that's not talked about enough when it comes to athletic development.
I think a lot of times we think about sacrifice and it's just doing more of the things that we enjoy doing. You ain't really working hard if you're just training. You're just doing a lot of the things that you like doing. Working hard is doing the things that you don't enjoy doing. That's hard work, right? Like, it's easy to get up every single day, at least for me, and hit the weights, you know what I mean? Like, hard work is doing the things that are hard for you. That's the message that gets lost in the sauce with these kids. That sacrifice is, look, I'm not going to train today because I have a project due tomorrow. I need to make sure I get that done. Or the sacrifice is that I need to get some sleep so I'm not a zombie in class tomorrow. It's about making the right decisions that are going to help you instead of saying no days off and working, and then you work yourself into a situation where you get hurt or you work yourself so bad that, you can't focus in the classroom. The sacrifice is doing the things that you don't want to do.
Inland Sports.
All right, and listen, one other March Madness note, because this one hits close to home. California Baptist University, right here in our own Riverside, their head coach, Rick Croy, did something that no other coach has done at CBU, got them to March Madness. They nearly upset the Kansas Jayhawks in the first round. Well, Coach Croy is leaving CBU after 13 years. He's going to be the associate head coach at Arizona State, joining Randy Bennett. And I should point out, too, Coach Croy's son, J-Rob, who was a star at Riverside Poly High School, has also committed to Arizona State. So, man, CBU is going to look a lot different next year, but what a heck of a season for the Lancers this year.
Heck of a season. Really sad to see him go. But for him and his family, what an opportunity. And, thank him so much. Look what he's done for CBU, getting him to the tourney. And then what a great opportunity for him. I think it's really cool.
And to be honest, man, I'll say this too. I don't know what Coach Croy was thinking exactly, but I don't think there's a lot of opportunities that he would leave CBU for. But Randy Bennett, a guy who turned St. Mary's College literally into a basketball powerhouse here on the West Coast. He had a long run with the Gales. Coach Croy coached with him at St. Mary's. I think that was like one of the few opportunities where it's like, man, coach with Coach Bennett again, and who knows, Coach Croy might just take over that Arizona State program if things go well once Coach Bennett is done. So I think it's a great thing for him. A big loss for CBU, but he laid the foundation, man. CBU wants to get to the madness every year now.
I think that's kind of the plan, and he will become the coach.
Yeah, same here. Congrats to Coach Croy for sure. And finally, some NFL news. We started the new NFL season, right, where those free agents and the trades can become official. Well, Jalen Phillips, the pride of Redlands East Valley High School, he went from the Dolphins, traded to the Eagles, finished up last year in Philadelphia. Well, in the offseason, he agreed to a new contract with the Carolina Panthers, man. 4 years, $120 million for our guy Jalen Phillips. He made it official over the weekend, signing the contract. And so congratulations to him. And he's a new father, man. He's got a brand new son, his first child. So it's an awesome week for Jalen Phillips.
So cool. So proud of him, man. Just imagine right now there's somebody out there listening like, hey, I used to sit next to him in class.
Yes.
It's kind of like that feel. You always get that feeling where you're like, what am I doing with my life when something like that happens, right? I remember for Pep and I remember when, because we were the same age as Kobe, Kobe's like, I'm going to the NBA. And we're like, wow, he's a millionaire. I'm like a kid. What's going on? We're the same age.
Dude, Kobe was going into the NBA, and I was milking cows on a dairy. That is a true story right there, man.
That's a movie right there. Who knows what's going to happen, but you're right. Congratulations to Jalen, dude. It is so cool to see that for him and his family. What a double score. He gets the big contract. He has his son. Life is good, man.
Hey, he's going to afford diapers. I know that. He'll have plenty of money for diapers, so he's going to do all right. And plus, remember, Carolina was a playoff team last year. He's not going to a bad team, man. Carolina might be another team to keep an eye on in the NFC next year.
Inland Sports.
All right, welcome back to the Inland Sports Show. I was hanging out with my boy Patrick in the morning on KCAL 96.7 FM. We talk sports every Monday and Thursday morning. March Madness, baseball, NFL, whatever's going on, we break it down. That's Patrick in the morning on KCAL 96.7 FM. Let's talk some baseball right now, high school baseball. I know a lot of schools are on spring break right now. Some of the schedules are a little wacky. Some teams are taking a week or two off depending when their spring break hits. But right now, this week, it is the start of Citrus Belt League play on the high school baseball diamond. We got some big series this week, including this one. Yucaipa taking on Cajon. It's a 3-game series all week long. The first game was on Tuesday as Cajon won a tight one, 5-4, the final against the Thunderbirds in a Ken Sporting Goods must-see game, or I should say maybe a Ken Sporting Goods must-see series. They'll play again on Thursday, and then it will culminate on Saturday at the County Clash, San Manuel Stadium, home of the Inland Empire 66ers. In fact, on Saturday, it'll be an all-CBL County Clash, Redlands versus Beaumont, Yucaipa versus Cajon, and the nightcap, Rev taking on Citrus Valley. So a big week of CBL baseball. Yucaipa versus Cajon, our Ken Sporting Goods must-see game. Cowboys take the first game of the series. Another one tomorrow on Thursday, and then again the series finale on Saturday at the County Clash. Now, our Bass Athletics Play of the Week was Braelyn Combe and Nicole Samson going 1-2 in the 800 meters at the 10, big-time race. But we also have a bonus Bass Athletics Play of the Week. This was too good to pass.
Inland Sports.
Saw this one on social media. The Rancho Verde taking on Riverside Poly on the old baseball diamond. Bases full, and you can tell by that bat flip that it's gone. Abraham Monzo for the Mustangs leaves the yard with the bases full. That is a grand slam as Rancho Verde goes on to beat Riverside Poly by a final score of 9-5. Abraham Monzo goes yard for the grand slam. That's an extra bonus Bass Athletics Play of the Week. Congratulations to Abraham and the Mustangs. All right, we also want to check in with the boost man, Ray Bass. We have a new segment here on the show called 5-Star Development, where Coach Bass delves into different themes, different topics on helping you out there, especially if you're a youth or a high school athlete. How do you get to that next step? What does it look like to be successful? What does it take to be a winner? How can you get a leg up on everybody else? What's the difference? So in this segment, they're talking social media. Our guy Dominic Verrett, he's going to check in with him, talking social media, how social media is playing an important part in terms of branding, right? Getting your name out there, in terms of recruiting, what colleges are looking for. They had a long conversation. It's about 30 minutes long. You can find more on Bass Athletics, but here's just a snippet of what they were talking about as they talk about social media, youth athletes, and how you can use it to benefit themselves, how to use it properly in a positive way. Here's the Boost Man and Dominic.
What up, y'all? This is 5-Star Development, where we give you the inside lane on everything youth athletic development. I'm your boy, Boost Man Ray Bass. Today's guest is the owner and creative director of Public House Creatives, a premier creative agency specializing in driving engagement for businesses, brands, and athletes by maximizing likeness and exposure through high-impact storytelling, brand direction, and premium photography. The company has become a trusted creative partner to global brands and elite talent, including an official partnership with Adidas Basketball over the last 3 years. Welcome, Dominic Verretti. What up, bro?
Hey,
what's up with you? So this is a very important episode because a lot of families don't know that colleges have full creative teams now, consisting of social media, managers, content creators, videographers, and their whole purpose is storytelling, branding, and recruiting. The bottom line is, attention equals recruiting advantage for programs and players. That's the name of the game. We're not going back to how it used to be. And that's allowed organizations like you guys to really create some value in this space over the past several years. And I have some questions for you that I think a lot of parents are going to appreciate. But first, Tell us a little bit more about Public House Creatives and what you guys do specifically in the athletic space.
Yeah, so we started, 5 years ago. Our goal was to help maximize exposure, to drive like cultural relevancy, like within like whatever that community looks like, football, baseball, basketball, whatever sport that is, to make sure those experiences are organic, make sure that people understood and controlled their own narrative, throughout their journey. And there's some bumps in the road with how media is consumed, and how we as creatives put stuff out and what players do. It's a gift and a curse, but the get right or get left mentality is definitely something that people got to keep in mind.
I got you. So when you say create their own narrative, like what does that look like? What is that?
Yeah, so back in the day, in the mid 2000s, people, like, there were recruiting services all over. Everyone would charge you X amount of dollars to help your son or daughter get recruited. Today, you could take, half of that or even the same amount of money, put it towards a photographer or a creative agency or just one videographer and tell that story. A good like example of that is the Jared McCain, what he did. He started to do that at such a young age, and it just blew up. And basketball and football and every sport is different in how that particular media is consumed by that group of fans. But that's a perfect example of someone that said, hey, I'm going to have a shooter come in with me and be with me and follow my journey. And it's worked out. I mean, his social media following is tremendous.
The crazy thing about that is that we're really not that far from when it used to be that way. I mean, we're not far at all from guys that would offer that recruiting service. You pay $2,000, maybe $3,000 to get whatever that exposure might look like, when you can just do that on your own. Right?
Yeah, you can do it on your own. But with that, like I said, it is a gift and a curse, because the do it on your own mentality, there are variables that can affect that. There's just like back in the day, there was these recruiting services that were mom and pop shops or guys that popped up. Now, what was the development of back in the day, everybody wanted to start their own record label. Now everybody wants to be a recruiter or an agent. That's the thing now. Start your own record label in the 90s and the 2000s. I want to be an agent. So what happens is you got these runners, you got a bunch of noise at the bottom, and parents have a tough job to try to decipher, and use, to have discernment on who to work with. And so just find when they find a trusted source, trusted agency, a trusted person, lean on that,
All right, some really good information there from the Boost Man at Bass Athletics. That's 5-star development. Big thanks to our guests. We had Coach Vu from RCC Men's Tennis. We had Braelyn Combe and Nicole Samson from Santiago Track and Field. Really appreciate them jumping on. And, of course, the big news with CBU, coaching change. Dominique Daniels Jr. playing in the All-Star game coming up in Indianapolis on Friday. So a lot going on here in the IE. So if you're a local business or an organization you'd like to support positive local sports stories and promote your brand, promote your company or organization on the show, we'd love to hear from you. You can email us at inlandsportshow@gmail.com or just send us a message on social media. Hit us with a DM and we'll respond back to you. It's very affordable and a great way to support local sports and get your name out there a little bit. So we appreciate all of our awesome sponsors: Ken Sporting Goods, Bass Athletics, Paulson Orthodontics, and Chick-fil-A in Yucaipa. Eat more chicken, all right? I'm Pep Fernandez. God bless you guys. Stay safe out there, and we'll see you next time on your favorite show, the Inland Sports Show. Have a good night.